Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Earlier today, William Ruto and his brigade held a public rally in Bomet. And Silvanus Osoro found it a little bit hard to convince residents of Bomet. Have a look at this.
Na ndio maana tunasema hata hapo mnapenda Isaac Ruto, lakini mwambie ingie chama cha UDA. Mtamwambia ingie chama cha UDA. Kama ingie chama cha UDA itakuwa mbaya. Ingie chama cha UDA. Na hii mkutano ni ya William Ruto. Hii mkutano sio mkutano ya governors. Ni mkutano wa William Ruto.
Yes. From that short clip, it's very clear that Silvanus Osoro, the South Mugirango Member of Parliament, is finding it a little bit hard to convince Bomet residents to vote for only UDA candidates. And actually is also even trying to bring up William Ruto's name to see if he can calm the situation, but that does not help. The heckling continues. What does that mean politically? That's our analysis and discussion right now. Having looked at that clip, the Kalenjin nation is sending a clear message to William Ruto. And the message is simple. He should not impose leaders on them. What am I trying to say? The Kalenjin nation is telling William Ruto that there should be fair, free and fair party nominations in UDA. And as much as they love William Ruto, good candidates can not only be found in UDA. We also have other good candidates outside of UDA. In this case, Isaac Ruto. That's very clear, and that's a message. Maybe the Kalenjin nation are just trying to tell William Ruto. And then secondly, I also tend to believe that William Ruto should soften his stance on small political parties. Because we have seen on the mountain, William Ruto has lost very close allies, the likes of Mange Kionjuri and Moses Kuria, because of his stance that if you want to work with him, you must join UDA. So in my considered opinion from this incident in Bomet, it's very clear that the electorates might also even decide to vote for somebody who is not also in UDA. So on the mountain, I tend to believe that William Ruto, and not only on the mountain, across the country, William Ruto should soften his stance on working with small parties. Because if he sticks to his gun that he can't work with small parties, I'm seeing him losing a lot of support and some very influential leaders across the country. That also comes out clearly. And then from this incident, ladies and gentlemen, this incident of today, it's somehow similar to me to what happened in Eldoret with the Linturi story. In Eldoret, Linturi was talking about Madoadoa. And then in this case, Silvanus Osoro is talking of only UDA candidates being elected. What does that mean? The narrative seems to be the same. The narrative seems to be the same. And the mere fact that William Ruto has chosen leaders outside of Rift Valley, Kalenjin Rift Valley, to be driving that agenda also speaks volume. William Ruto here is cleverly trying to use leaders outside of Rift Valley, other leaders outside of Rift Valley, to help him consolidate his support in the Kalenjin Rift Valley. Because now the Kalenjin nation will ask themselves, if William Ruto is being supported by others outside of Kalenjin Rift Valley, and those others are in UDA, then here in the Rift Valley, we should actually all be in UDA. That's what William Ruto, I believe, is cleverly trying to do by cleverly using these leaders outside of Rift Valley to drive that narrative. He doesn't want to use leaders from his Kalenjin Rift Valley because it might be seen in bad light. So Ruto here is just cleverly trying to use leaders outside Rift Valley to help him consolidate his support in Rift Valley. And then another point coming out clearly from that incident, it's also clear that as much as the influence of a political party also helped a lot in determining who eventually gets elected. From that incident, it's also clear that also the strength of a candidate actually matters. Because looking at that clip, it's very clear that the current governor, Barchok, is very unpopular in Bomet. Actually, the person who is actually popular there is none other than Isaac Ruto, the former governor. And you could see the whole field, that multitude of people. They were all in unison talking about Isaac Ruto. They were supporting Isaac Ruto. An indication that also the strength of a leader really matters a lot besides the party popularity in that area. And then another point, that incident is also a clear indication that as much as the Kalenjin nation may be loving William Ruto or might love William Ruto has to work a little bit hard in the Rift Valley. The Rift Valley, the Kalenjin nation is still not yet fully behind William Ruto. There are some loose ends to be tightened because for the mere fact that Silvanus Osoro was even trying to invoke William Ruto's name to calm the situation, but you could see the heckling continuing, an indication that maybe residents of Rift Valley, they have not all that warmed up to William Ruto 100%. There are some loose ends to be tightened. And if those loose ends, William Ruto's opponents can use them well, then they can deny William Ruto some very good votes in the Kalenjin nation. That also comes out clearly looking at that clip. And then another point, ladies and gentlemen, that incident of today, I believe has the potential of William Ruto losing votes on the mountain. Because now, William Ruto has been talking about the 6 Ps. He has been talking about order. So the residents of Rift Valley, not Rift Valley, I mean, residents of Mount Kenya will now ask, if in Rift Valley, where William Ruto comes from, his people rejects this thing of order, his people rejects this thing of 6 Ps, why must we adopt or accept it here on the mountain? That is something I know residents of the mountain will start also asking. Because naturally here, William Ruto has lost some good allies of him, the likes of Kuria, just as I've stated, Mwangi Kijuri, because of his stance that to work with him, you must join his party. But now the residents of Mount Kenya have clearly seen that this whole thing of order, this whole thing of 6 Ps might not all be that popular, even where William Ruto comes from. So that has the potential of actually making the residents of Mount Kenya to rethink their stance, to really look at things critically, to see whether there are also other good candidates outside of UDA. And that has the potential of actually killing William Ruto's popularity on the mountain. And that can also make William Ruto lose a good number of votes on the mountain. So from where I sit, if at all William Ruto wanted to use the likes of Silvanus Osoro, the likes of Linturi, maybe to consolidate his support base, that has backfired today in Bomet. And also Linturi actually, it also backfired in Eldoret. So from where I sit, I tend to believe William Ruto has to go back to the drawing board. He has to be calculative. He has to be very, very careful before making a political move. He has to really think a lot about it before he comes out to the public, maybe to make that political move. Because with only 7 months remaining, such kind of blunders just helps in exposing William Ruto as a vulnerable politician. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that if you've just bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Give it a like, please. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya. To those who are watching us outside Kenya for the very first time, drop a comment. Let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And if possible again, subscribe, give this video a like. To any other person who is also a fan of ours here, but you have not yet subscribed, take this moment right now. Yes, take this moment right now. Tap on the subscription button and also on the notification bell to receive a notification anytime we upload a new video. And also, God bless you, God bless Kenya. And before I forget, I also implore upon you to give this video a like and also to drop your comment. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana.